Welcome everyone. This is the first lesson recording for IM1, November 3rd, 2020. So what are we doing today? We are going to be multiplying polynomials, additional cases. So to start off with, as a warm-up, you're going to multiply these polynomials, okay? Try to do them yourself, okay? So pause the video and do these 4 problems. And yes, you are taking notes on all of these. So show proper work, please. Use area model to multiply the following polynomials. Okay, let's go through the answers. Okay, so here you're multiplying, there is one term and a two term. So two terms by one, two terms here. So that means we are going to build a area model that is 2 by 2, like so. And then what is the length? That's 3x minus 4. What is the width? 2x plus 5. Okay, and then from here, we need to multiply. Okay, so we need to multiply. So, and we are multiplying this term here by this term. So 3x by 2x. 3x times 2x. 3 times 2 is 6. X times x is x squared. What about negative 4 times 2x? Okay, here you are multiplying negative 4 and 2x here. Okay, so negative 4 times 2 is negative 8. And to that, we still need to multiply an x, so it's going to be negative 8x. What about for this box? You're multiplying 3x by positive 5. 3 times 5 is 15. And to that, we still have an x to multiply. And then negative 4 multiplied by positive 5. Negative 4 times positive 4, 5. 4 times 5 is 20. Negative times positive is negative. Okay, so that's what we have so far. Now, we need to combine like terms. And the like terms are, if they do exist, they are going to occur as a diagonal, because negative 8x and 15x, they're both x terms and they're like terms. Okay, so we need to combine those. Negative 8 plus 15. What's negative 8 plus 15? That's going to be positive 7. Positive 7x, because we're dealing with the number of x's here. Okay, so far we have 6x squared and then positive 7x and then minus 20. And what did we multiply to get this? We multiply the length, that was 3x minus 4, and you multiplied 2x plus 5. So when you multiply these two polynomials, you got this as your final answer. Okay, so what about this problem? Again, we are dealing with two terms by two terms. So we are going to draw a block of 2 by 2 block. And again, the width is 7x minus 4. The length is negative x squared plus 8. Okay, so we are basically multiplying 7x minus 4 by negative x squared plus 8. Okay, so that means we just need to multiply. Remember, the operation here is multiplying whatever is here, 7x by negative x squared. Because why are we multiplying? We're finding the area of this rectangle here. And the length is 7x, the width is negative x squared. So 7 times this negative x is same as negative 1x squared, right? So 7 times negative 1 is negative 7. X times x squared is x to the power of 3. What about negative 4 times negative x squared? Negative 1 times negative 4 is positive 4, and then x squared. This time 7x times 8. 7x times 8 is 7 times 8 is 56. And to that we are multiplying x. And then negative 4 times 8 is negative 4 times 8 is 32. And negative times positive is negative. Okay. Now in this case, do we have any like terms? We have x cubed terms, x squared term, x term, and just a constant. So none of them are like terms. That means we just need to leave it as it is. Okay, so that's your final answer. Okay, what about this? Okay, so how many terms are we dealing with? We're dealing with just one term here, but then 1, 2, 3 terms. That means we need to draw 1 by 3 box. So we can actually draw like this, 1, 2, 3. And the 4x goes here, and the 3x squared goes here, 5y goes here, it's plus 5y, and then plus 2 here. Okay, now we still need to just multiply as we did before. So then 3, for this box, we are multiplying 3x squared, which is the length, by 4x, which is the width. 3 times 4 is 12. X squared times x is x to the power of 3. What about 5y times 4x? 5 times 4 is 20. Y times x is just x, y. Okay, they're not like terms, so we can't just raise the power. What about 2 times 4x? 2 times 4 is 8, and to that we have an x. So the final answer, when we are multiplying, what we multiplied is 4x by 3x squared plus 5y plus 2. And then when we multiplied it out, the answer we got are the areas inside the box. That's 12x cubed plus 20xy plus 8x. Okay. Then last one. Okay, so we have, how many terms do we have? X squared y. Is there addition or subtraction separating x squared and y? No, there isn't. So that is one term. And then there is negative 1. So that makes it another term. So there's 2 terms here. And then we have x squared, negative 4x, negative 5. So we have 3 terms. That means we need to draw 2 by 3 box. 1, 2, 3. And 2 is going to be the diagonal here, or the vertical, I should say, x squared y, and then minus y is the next term. And then each of the terms get separated here, x squared minus 4x minus 5. Okay, so I've drawn my boxes. Now I just need to multiply to get the area of each of the rectangle. So x squared times x squared y, x squared times x squared is going to be x to the power of 4. Because x squared is x times x, and x squared here is x times x. So at the end, you have x to the power of 4 multiplied by y. What about negative 4 multiplied by x squared y? Well, negative 4, there is just one the number is 1 here, so that means we still have negative 4. X times x squared is x to the power of 3. And to that, we still have to multiply y. What about negative 5 times x squared y? So that's just going to be 5 times 1. And we still have x squared y being multiplied. Okay, then down here, x squared times negative y. So we're multiplying x squared times negative y. X squared times negative y. They're not like terms, okay? So you can't raise the power exponent, so it just becomes x squared y, but it's negative, so it's going to be negative x squared y. What about negative 4x? This is like there is negative 1 right here. So negative 4 times negative 1 is positive 4. And we still have x, and we still have to multiply that to y. Then finally, negative 5 times negative 1 is positive 5. We still need to multiply y. Okay? Now let's see. Do we have any like terms that we can combine? Okay? So, well, x to the power of 4y. Do we have any more x to the power of 4y? We have x to the power of 3y. Is that same? No, the exponents are different, so they are not the same. Do we have any more x cubed y? No, we don't have any. Do we have any x squared y? We have one here. Do we have any more? Yes, we do. We have this, and we have this. Okay, so that means we do need to combine those before we write down the answers. And then finally 4xy and 5y, they're not like terms, so we do not combine. Okay, so when you are finally writing your answer, you are just going to write them as the addition of the sum. So what are the numbers that we multiplied? We multiplied x squared y minus 1 y, and to that we multiplied x squared minus 4x minus 5. Okay, this is the area as the product because we are multiplying the length times width. But to that, the area as the sum of each of these rectangle is we just need to write each of the rectangle and add them together. So that's going to be x to the power of 4y, then subtract 4x to the power of 3y minus, okay, now this is where we need to combine the like term. We have negative 5 minus 1 more. So we have negative 6 of x squared y. And then we have 4xy's. And then finally 5y. And that should be your final answer. Okay, great. All right, so in your notebook, I would like you to jot down something that became clear to you in the previous examples. Like, for example, how the model was used or how a specific case, how multiplication should be done. If your thinking was already clear, then you can also draw in a happy face. Okay, so just quick announcement. Those people who are earning D's and F's in this class, there were emails being sent out to you about a Saturday credit recovery class. It's a recovery class run by Mr. Alan Pond, who is another one of our IM1 teachers. It's going to be on Saturdays from 9 to 12 o'clock in the morning. Okay, and it's going to go for 4 weeks, and you need to attend all 4 weeks. And to do that, you need to sign up. And the spots are limited. In fact, there might even be all 4. So you need to sign up as soon as possible. So check your Canvas email and do that, please. And if you didn't see the email, then you can let me know. All right, so I am going to leave you with this question. Which ones are equivalent? That means result in the same answer. So when you see 4 of these, okay, please simplify it as to what the number is and then figure out which ones are same or different.